Right, let's come up with this. Okay. So anyway, when you are working out with these questions, so this is the, we are just discussing about 2019 Jan PO1 paper. Yeah, so if we just go ahead with this, yes. That's a paper. So 2019 Jan paper. Right. So in this situation, what we need to do is, so we have to work out the integration. Basically, in our AS level, the formats, integration formats, I will use a red color to explain the concepts we have to learn. That is, we know how to integrate x to the power n only. The answer is x to the power n plus 1 over n plus 1. If it is a finite integration means there is no boundary over here. At the end of this integration, we have to put a general C over here. Later on, we will learn what is the use of having this C and how to find the value for C. For this question, we just have to do it. So initially what you need to do is the theory over here is, uh, if you want to integrate, first keep this constant. Keep this constant 2 over 3, then integrate x to the power 3. Let's turn up to x to the power n is 3. Therefore, you can say this is 3 plus 1 over 3 plus 1 minus over here, but when you're operating this one, you cannot integrate 1 over x. So some of the students do it in this mistake. They just take minus 1 over 2. X to the power 3 plus 1 is 4. I'm just write, sorry. They will just write 3 plus 1 over 3 plus 1. That is quite wrong. So what you need to do is, initially we have to write it into the form of x to the power n. How to do this? That is a point you have to understand. So this extent you can say minus 1 over 2, x to the power 3, you can brought it up and you can write it as a minus 3. Then only you can do this integration. So other than that, while keeping this is the numerator, you cannot do this integration. So you can say minus 1 over 2. Now I'm integrating x to the power minus 3. X to the power minus 3 is into x to the power minus 3 plus 1 over minus 3 plus 1 plus 5. This how to do, how to integrate a constant with it. So if the theory over here is, if you integrate any constant k, whatever the constant, answer is kx. How do you get this answer for kx? This is the theory. If you need to find k, if it is k, you can say this is k times of 1. It's not a problem because you can write any number as that power 1. So that one you can say k times of x to the power 0. We know that x to the power 0 is 1. Then if you use a theory, k x to the power 0 plus 1 over 0 plus 1, that is kx. So that is how any constant, if you integrate any constant, answer should be that constant into x. So this 5 integration is 5x plus c. You have to put a plus c at the end, right? So okay, they mentioned. So this is 2 over 3. I'm writing all the steps, but for the time being, no need of writing everything. For this question, put a minus 1 over 2, x to the power minus 2 over minus 2. This is into plus 5x plus 6. So this is turned up to then x to the power 4 over 2 into 3 is 6. So this is 2 into minus 2 is minus 4. It's minus get turned up to plus 4. X to the power minus 2 over 4. How did it come? Minus 1. 2 into minus 2 is minus 2. Minus 1 divided by minus 2 is plus. Minus 1 divided by minus 4 is plus 4. Plus 5x plus. I'm writing all the steps one by one. So when you're familiar, you can write them at once. So it's turned up to x to the power 4 over 6. Usually we won't keep a negative powers like this. In that situation, you have to bring this power down. So you can say 1 over 4x squared plus 5x plus 6. So this is the final answer for this. Certain questions, they might give you this kind of condition. So they mention like in this situation, only to find the value for C, because they have not given any boundary conditions for this. Sometimes they might give you a question like this. In that kind of situation, you have to find the value for C. So they mention the curve Y passes through 1, 2. Find the equation of y. Find the equation of y for, in that situation today, they used to give the question in this format. Without telling this integration fact, they mention for dy by dx is equals to 2 over 3 x to the power 3 minus 1 over 2 x to the power 3 plus 5. They might give the question, the same question in this way. In that situation, if you want to find y to dy by dx, you need to differentiate it. You need to differentiate it. Dy by dx to dx means you have to integrate. That means the same integration you have to do it for this one. For that kind of situation, now after integrating, you get this answer. So you get the answer this way. You get y equals to x to the power 4 over 6 plus 1 over 4x to the power 2 plus 5x plus c. Now you need to find the value for c. To find c, they have given this information. So you can say when x equals to 1, that means when x equals to 1, y is equals to 2. Y goes to 2. So you can say 2 equals to 1 to the power 4 over 6 plus 1 over 4 times of 1 to the power 2 plus 5 into 1 plus c. With that you can find the value for c. C become 2 minus 1 over 6 minus 1 over 4 plus 5 brought to other side is minus 5. It's turned up to minus 41 over 12. Minus 41 over 12. In that kind of situations today, you need to write the answer in this format. Y equals to x to the power 4 over 6 plus 1 over 4x to the power 2 plus 5x minus 41 over 12. That is the final answer for this. That's the way of doing this. Okay. Right there. Then when you come up with this question, over here, what they have given here is, we know that in these indices, the operations of indices, these are the basic operations of indices we should know. If you get a to the power x times of a to the power y, you can add them together. That is the basic first formula where we should know. Then if you divide any indices, that is turn up to a to the power x minus y. Right. The third fact is a to the power x to the power y. You can make them multiply. You can write a to the power xy. The other fact where we know is a to the power 0. Any term to the power 0 is 1. That is other format. The next theory is if you happen to see 1 over a to the power x or some kind of constant into a to the power x, you can brought it up and you can write a to the power minus x. So those are the first principles where we should know about the indices. Right. Okay. Right. Let's go ahead with this. Over here, you can see this is 3 to the power x was divided by 3 to the power 4y. If you happen to simplify this, you can simply write this is 3 to the power x minus 4y. Right. Then the next fact is I'm writing the right hand side. 27. We know that 27 root 3 is 27 is 3 to the power 3 into root 3. You can write 3 to the power half. With this multiplication, you can write this is 3 to the power 3 and half. 3 and half I write it as a mixed fraction. Sorry, as a improper fraction 7 over 2. Then there's another theory today. This is the next theory is if you see a to the power x, if it is similar to the same base of a to the power y, simply you can equate these powers. If the bases are same, you can equate the powers. So here, according to this question, the right hand side simplifies to 3 to the power x minus 4y, whereas left hand simplifies to 3 to the power 7 over 2. With this, you can write x minus 4y is equals to 7 over 2. Now, but you have to understand the question properly. That means find y as a simplified function of x. Find y means you cannot write the answer in this format. Definitely, we need to subject y. That is what you mean by find y. That is a one common mistake where we observe in the paper. So you can bring this y subjected. So you can write, I just brought this 4y to this side and write x minus 7 over 2. Then you can write y equals to x minus 7 over 2 divided by 4. Or this answer is fine. Other than that, you can write y equals to 1 over 4x minus 7 over 8. Whatever the both answers are accepted, so there is no such big difference between these answers, right? Okay, just get this please. Right. Here, the line L1 has an equation of this, right? Usually, when you happen to see an equation of a straight line, the gradient is involved with y equals to mx plus c. So when you are working out with this kind of situation to find the gradient, anyway, we need to subject the equation and form into this format. There only you can get this answer. Right. Okay, then you can say this is 3x plus 5y minus 7 is equal to 0. This is in the equation of format of ax plus by plus c equals to 0 format. There's another format of writing any straight line. Then if you subject y, 5y equals to minus 3x plus 7. Then you can say y equals to minus 3x plus 7 over 5. So this is turned up to 5, y equals to minus 3 over 5x plus 7 over 5. Then when you happen to see this kind of a straight line, you should have a rough idea what kind of a straight line is this. You can see that it's a straight line with a positive gradient, sorry, negative gradient with a positive intercept. That means we should have a kind of idea this is a straight line is somewhere like this. This intercept is 7 over 5 and it is having a gradient of minus 3 over 5, right? If you need to find this coordinate also, we can find it by making the y equals to 0. This intersection of the y-axis means you can make x equals to 0 and get the y coordinate. Intersection of the x-axis, you can make y equals to 0 and you can obtain the answer for that. That is turned up to 7 over 3. So if you just happen to see, you will understand it later. Because if it is required, we will do it. Other than that, no need of work. Then part B. So here the gradient is how much? The gradient become then, you can write gradient is equals to minus 3 over 5. Okay, that's the answer for that. The line L2 is perpendicular to line L1 passes to 0.6 minus 2, right? So you can see there's a second line, it's perpendicular to this. Yeah. Then it passes through the point 6 minus 2. Then over here, the concept where we need to learn is if the two lines are parallel to each other. What is the theory we know? If line L1 is parallel to L2, parallel, this is not the perpendicular, I'm not talking about parallel initially. If they are parallel, the concept is their gradients become similar to each other. M1 is M2. Then if it is like perpendicular to each other, if it is perpendicular to line L2, the concept is products of their gradient should be minus 1. That is the fact where we have to get it right. Okay. Then they mention it's perpendicular to that. The line L2 is perpendicular to line L1 and passes to the point 6 minus 2. Find the equation of L2 in form of this. Then you can say this is the one. Line L1 is perpendicular to line L2. With that, what is the theory we know? Therefore, gradient of line L1 into gradient of line L2 become minus 1. For the moment, we know the gradient of line L1. Minus 3 over 5 into gradient of L2 is equals to minus 1. With that, you can find the gradient of L2 is minus 1 into 5 divided by minus 3. Then you can say gradient of L2 become 5 over 3. Now you can understand to find the equation of a straight line. What are the facts we know today? We should know the gradient. To find the equation of a straight line, we should know the gradient and we should know the one coordinate. One coordinate and gradient knowing is enough for to get this answer. Then I will use two techniques to get this answer. You can use any format you like. What is the general format of equation of a straight line? Y equals to mx plus c. Now y know m. Y equals to 5 over 3x plus c. Still I don't know the value for c today. To find c, they have given it passing through 6 minus 2. So it's passing through 6 minus 2. That means when x is equals to 6, y become minus 2. Then you can write minus 2 equals to 5 over 3 times of 6 plus c. With that you can get the answer for c. 30 divided by 3 is 10, minus 10 it's minus 12. So you can say this is y equals to 5 over 3x minus 12 would be the answer. Let's see what is the format they want. They want the format in y equals to mx plus c. So this is the answer for this. Then sometimes they might ask you to write the answer in this format. Sometimes they might request you answer in format ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 format. If they request in this format, you can multiply everything, all this expression by 3. Then what do you get? 3y equals to 5x minus 36. When you multiply by 3, that means in this format, all these numbers should be integers without any fraction. To make it, multiply everything with 3. Then 3y, 5x and minus 36. Then bring all the terms to one side. Minus 5x plus 36 is equals to 0. This is the first method of this answer, right? Second method is put no need of going this much of steps straightforward. You can get this equation by this one. Y minus y naught is equals to gradient times of x minus x. This is the second method, right? Then where x naught, y naught is the coordinate and m is the gradient. So you can say y minus y naught is this coordinate, minus 2. Gradient is 5 over 3. X minus x naught is 6, x coordinate. Then you can say y plus 2 is equals to 5 over 3x minus 10. So this is turned up to here also you can get the same answer, y equals to 5 over 3x minus 12. So whatever the way you get the same answer. So it's up to you the way you used to get the answer over here with it. Right. Let's go to the next question. Right. This is kind of a contradictory question where most of the students face in this paper. Right. So before you come up with the inequalities, we should know what kind of theories we should know to learn about this kind of a question today. Right. So initially, I will use this page to explain the situation. So if you happen to see this kind of inequality today, suppose that is x-axis and y-axis, x and y, right? Then if you draw a horizontal line like this, suppose that this value is k, 5 or 6 or whatever. So this line is x equals to k line. On this line, x equals to k. This side is x is greater than k. This side becomes x is less than k. So this side is x is greater than k and this side is x is, so if I just color this side. So if I will use some kind of a light color for this. This side is x is greater than k, this side. If I just get it. And the other side, I will use a different color. This side is x is over here up to here. Everything is x is there. Right. Then when you come up to the second one, it's just like this. So these are the points we have to understand when you are working out this question. If you draw a horizontal line today, this is turned up to if this value goes with k, this is y is equals to k. Right. Okay. Then this line divides this one into two different areas. First area is this bit of area, the area which is above k, and the other one is it's below k, this area. Yeah. Then if you're referring to this yellow color area, that would be this is y is k, this value become y is greater than k. This area become, the below one will become y is less than k. So that is the fact where we have to understand about horizontal lines, right? Okay. The next fact, it's just like this. If it is a straight line like this today, y equals to mx plus c. On this line, y is equals to mx plus c. Right. Then if you happen to get a straight line like this, the y is mx plus c. So that one also divides into two areas. The area which is above over here, and other fact is the area below than this. This area above, we can call it as y is greater than mx plus c. The below area become y is less than mx plus c. Right? This is common for the other side as well. If you just get a graph over here, it's like this way around. This line is y equals to minus mx plus c. Right? Over here also, this side of the area is y is, this part is y is greater than mx plus c, and this become y is less than mx plus c. Right? That's it. So that is how you can justify color this. Yeah, see it like this way around. This part of the area, and other one is this bit of area in everything. Okay. Then Pute, when you come up to the quadratics, the next approach come across here is the quadratics, Pute. Quadratics, right? That is the next type where we come across is it's a quadratic graph like this one. On this line is y is equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. Now this quadratic break the region into two separated areas. That is, and in between this part of it, it's a one area, other one is which is totally outside. That is this bit. This part of it's totally outside area. This inside area you can write, that is y is greater than ax squared plus bx plus c. This outside yellow color area you can call y is less than ax squared plus bx plus c. This goes to the other way around as well. That with the negative coefficient of x squared, it comes like this. On this line, you can say this y is equals to minus ax squared plus bx plus c. Because when the coefficient of x squared become minus, it's turn up to a, what do you call that, a graph with a maxima. So again, this divides into two different areas. This bit of it totally outside area, this part of it, and the other one is the total area which is inside. Right. This outside area you can write y is greater than this orange color one, ax squared plus bx plus c. The inside area you can write y is less than x squared plus bx plus c. This is the theory where we need to understand about when you are discussing this kind of a question. Okay. Let's go to this question and let's try to understand. Okay, initially let's go ahead with this. So you can see, right, the curve is 2y equals to x. Sorry, the straight line is 2y equals to x. That is, or other than that, you can say y equals to 1 over 2x, right? Then if you consider this region, if you consider this region, you can see that is bottom of this line, not the top part of it. So the first inequality you can write y is less than half x. Sorry, if I just read out the question, figure 1 show the line L1 with this and the curve is this. The region R is random shown this much, bounded by line L1 and L2. Given that L2 is parallel to y-axis and passes to the coordinate intercept C, find the positive x-axis, identify the inequalities of region R. When you're working out with this, you can say the region R is below the straight line y equals to half x. Now I need to find this part of it. Then you can say this region is above than this curve as well. From this curve, it's above. From this curve, if you just repeat it, from this curve, this inside region is this bit, but the region mentioned here is above than that. Therefore, that one you can say y is greater than 2x minus 1 over 8x squared. Right, okay. This is the first inequality, this is the second inequality. Now to find this inequality, I should know this horizontal line today. How do you find it? We can understand that this line, the dotted line, is passes to this point. Sorry. Over here, there's another point I just missed. That is, you can see all of these lines are solid lines. So from our small grades, we know that if it is a solid line, that equal part also added to this inequality. That's what you learn, what you have learned in our small grades. Right? Then how to do this part of it? Here the coordinate, how do you find this coordinate? Because it's a horizontal line which passes to the coordinate A. So you can say at A, the curve passes through passes to the x-axis. It meets with the x-axis. We know that any curve meets with the x-axis. The theory we know is y is equals to 0. Y coordinate becomes 0. Therefore, you can say 2x minus 1 over 8x squared is equals to 0. Right. Then if I take x out, 2 minus 1 over 8x is equals to 0. So it's turned up to x equals to 0 or x equals to 2x minus 1 over 8x equals to 0 means x equals to 60. Now we know that here the x coordinate is how much? 16. Then obviously the horizontal line which passes through over here is x is equals to 16. Then over here, this side, so the region belongs to this side of this from the straight line today. That means it's below than the 16. So you can say x is below than the 16 since it's a straight line. Since it's a straight line with it's a straight dotted line, we cannot put the equal mark. Therefore, this would be our final answer for this kind of a question. That is the approach for this kind of situation, the question. Okay. Yeah. Then if you come up with the next question, right. Okay. If you come to this question, they mention the figure 2 shows a plot of a curve with equation of y equals to cos 2x with x is being measured in radians. The point P shown in figure 2 is a minimum point on the curve. Find the coordinate of P. The figure 2 called diagram 1 to show the top of the next page. Sketch the diagram 1 with the curve with equation y equals to sine x. Over here. Right. Then the next part of it, just like this. Hence, or otherwise, reduce the number of solutions for this equation. Cos x equals to sine x, right? Okay. So initially, if you just draw cos x graph, so if I just make the relative theory for cos x graph, you can see, I think you can remember the cos x graph. It starts from 1. At 90, it is turned up to 0. Then this is 90. Then at 180, it comes to minus 1 today. Minus 1, then it come up to 270, then it come up to 360 like it goes on today. This is just cos x graph. Then when you turn up to cos 2x, what happened today? When you turn up to cos 2x, this x coordinates divided by 2. 2x means it's a x operation, it's turned up to half. Then this 90 point turn up to 45 today. This 180 point turn up into this 0, it does not make any difference because 0 divided by 2 also 0. This 90 point come up to 45. This 180 point come up to 90. Then this 270 point come up to half of that 135. This is 90 point. So 135, like that it turn up to half of the graph. So like that it goes on. So here you have to understand that this point is how much today? This is 45. This is 90, 135, 180, 225, 270, 360. If I read out, it's a half of the values over here today. Then here we know that this coordinate is -1 and this coordinate is +1. If I just make a little bit expand to write the answers properly, this point become 45 today, and this point become 90. This is 135. This is then 180, 225, 270, 315, and this point turn up to 360. Like that it goes on today. So over here this coordinate become how much then today? X coordinate is 90 and the y coordinate is -1. In radian format, 90 means pi by 2 and -1. Right? So if I just make it small, right? Then the coordinate of P. So simply you can write the coordinate of P is pi by 2 -1, or if you want you can write 90 -1, even doesn't make difference because they didn't mention the specific facts whether radian or degree model. Right. Sketch in diagram 1 the curve with equation of y equals to sine x. Right. We know that if you sketch a sine x graph over here, these points are the same way. So if I just make it. So you know that this is 45, 90, 135, 180, 225, 270, 315, 360, another 45 is 405, 450, 495, like it goes on today. Then if you draw the sine graph, so I will use a different color for that. Sine 0 is 0. Sine 90 is 1. Over here, we know that this is marked as +1 and -1. Over here, -1. Then sine 180 is again 0 today. Sine 270 is again -1. 360 is here it's 0. Again 450 is again 1. Like that it goes on today. Then you can draw the graph. Okay. Then what you need to understand over here is Pute, like that you can draw it continuously. Right. Okay. Then the question over here. So how many intersections you can see Pute? Here you can see one intersection. Here there's another intersection, and here you can see another intersection over here, right? Okay. Let's go to this question. That's a point where we can understand, right? Reference to this question, they can ask you hence or otherwise find the number of solution for 0 to 25. Then we know that 0 to 2 pi, this 360 is how much? 2 pi. Then you know that 0 to 2 pi, how many solutions are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 solutions. Then if you turn up to 0 to 20 pi means how much of it? 20 pi means there are 10 times of that. That is turn up to 30 solutions. Right. Then they are referring to 0 to 21 pi. Yeah, that's it. 0 to 1 pi. Then how do you find this? Then we can see This is the point where we need to understand, right? Then 0 to 20 pi means exactly this kind of curves. Then part 2 answer is just like this. 0 to 20 pi, there are 30 solutions. Then when it comes to 20 pi, the graph comes to this point. After that, if you draw further, 0 to pi comes because 21 pi means 20 pi plus 1 pi. That is from 0 to pi, how many solutions you can see further? In the first part, the first half of the graph, there should be 2 solutions. Then you can say 20 pi to 21 pi, there is one solution, sorry, 2 solutions. So with that, you can say totally how many solutions we can expect. We can expect 32 solutions. That's a way of getting this answer. Okay. Right. Again, if I repeat this question for the part 2 answer, if you're referring to 0 to 2, so when you're working out with this, the main thing we have to focus is for the 0 to 2 pi. It means a one complete cycle. Because you know that after 360, again the same cycle repeats. For 0 to 2 pi, there is 3 solutions, 3 intersection. Then 0 to 20 pi means it's a 10 times of this kind of a function. Therefore, it's come up to 30 solutions. But this is a little bit of a tricky question where they ask is 20 to 20 pi means 20 pi to 21 pi. Means you're starting from here to 1 pi. 1 pi means 180. So here there's another additional 2 intersections. That is why it's turned up to 32 solutions. That is the fact where we have to understand from this question, right? Okay. Then if you come up with this question today, they mention solution-based entirely the graphical and numerical methods are not acceptable. Means later on we learn some kind of a method called graphical and numerical method is now A2 level. That is why they are not to ask you to not to use those techniques to get this answer. The first one they are referring is find f dash x. So they ask you to solve f dash x is equals to 0. So anyway, we need to find f dash x first. Right. Initially, let's try to find out f dash x. So that means what do you mean by f dash x is the first differentiation. If you do this, 2 times of differentiation, x to the power n differentiation, that the fact where we know is n x to the power n minus 1. That is a formula for that. 2 into 5 over 2x, 5 over 2 minus 1. Minus 40, we need to understand that x means x to the power 1. 1x, 1 minus 1 plus, if you differentiate just a constant, answer become 0. Therefore, this is turned up to 5x to the power 3 over 2 minus 40. Here put the x to the power 0. What is the value for x to the power 0? Any term to the power 0 is become 1. So 14 to 1 turn up to 40. Then you can write f dash x is equals to 0 means 5x to the power 3 over 2 minus 40 equals to 0. That means you can say 5x to the power 3 over 2 is equals to 40. Then x to the power 3 over 2 become 40 divided by 5, 8. Then if you bring a power to another side, turn up to its reciprocal power. That is 8 to the power, turn up to 2 over 3. So this turn up into how much? It's turned up to 4. So simply you can get the answer as 4. Then the next part is part B. We need to find f double dash x. F double dash x means the second differentiation of fx. That means the differentiation of the first answer again. It's turned up to 5 into 3 over 2 x to the power 3 over 2 minus 1. Minus 40 differentiation is 0. So no need of writing it actually. So, but anyway, if you do this, you get the answer like this. So that's turned up to 15 over 2 x to the power half. Yeah, they have given f double dash x is equals to 5. So turn up to 15 over 2 x to the power half is equals to 5. So you can say x to the power half is 5 into 2 divided by 15. That means x to the power half is 2 over 3. Then x become, if you bring the power to other side, turn up to reciprocal power 2 over 1. That is, turn up to 4 over 9 is the final answer for this question. That's a way of doing this kind of a question. Okay, let's do this quickly. Right. When you're referring to this question today, basically the figure 3 shows the diagram of the student structure is supported the roof. The structure consists of a wooden beams of AB, BD, BC, and AD. So all the structures are given. Right. Given that AB is 6.5. So when you happen to this question today, initially at the same time when you're reading this question, try to figure out this information on your diagram. AB is 6.5. So I just mark this one as 6.5. Then BC and BD is 4.7. BC is 4.7 and BD also 4.7. Then when if you know these two angles are 4.7, obviously we should understand that these two angles become similar. Those are a little bit of geometry we should understand when you're learning about this kind of questions. It's better if you mark these facts, then you get some kind of extra support for certain questions in this question. Not only this, whatever the diagram, when you are having this kind of idea, you just mark these facts. It will make you much easier for you to understand the situations, right? And other fact they have given is BAC is 35. It's already marked, right? Find one decimal place the size of the angle ACB. They are referring to ACB, right? This angle. This is the angle they are referring to, right? Okay. Then you can see that this angle is in this triangle today. It's in this triangle. And you know two sides and two angles. Two sides and two angle reference to sine rule. Three sides. That means if you get two sides with two angles, that is come up with sine rule. Three sides with one angle. It's related with the cosine rule. It's not sine theta or cos theta. It's just like sine rule and cosine rule. I hope you can understand what you mean by sine rule and cosine rule. Right. Then we'll try to work out. Then to apply sine rule, this angle is adjoined with this side and this angle is adjoined with this side. So simply you have to answer the question in this way. So you can simply write, I'll just make it a little bit small, then I can use the entire thing. So you can say apply sine rule. Apply sine rule. So you can say sine x divided by 6.5 is equals to sine 35 divided by 4.7. So with that you can say sine x is equals to sine 35 into 6.5. I just multiply over here, divide by 4.7. So with that you get the answer. Sine x is equals to, if you operate this, turn up to sine 35 into 6.5, that answer divided by 4.7. That becomes 0.7932. 7932, right? Okay. Then you can say x is equals to sine inverse of 0.7932. So you can get the answer sine inverse. Make sure whether the entire other angles are in degree mode. Therefore, the final answer also you can expect in degree mode. So this answer is turn up to how much? X is equals to 52.49. 52.49, right? Okay. Then what you need to do is then there is one more thing. This is just like a 3-mark question. Therefore, the answer end up from here. So let's see. But you can understand there is a small issue. This angle came with 52.49 today. But you can see this angle is an obtuse angle. So obviously it cannot be 52.49. Therefore, we have to go with the second angle of sine. How to find the second angle of sine today? The first angle of sine is 52.49. You can find the second angle by 180 minus 52.49. that you get the answer 180 minus answer, that is 127.51. 127.51 is the angle for that. So that is the way of understanding this question. So over here, now if you want, you can mark this information. I just, angle is 127.51. So now I'll just adapt that angle over here. So this is turn up to 127.51 today. Then what can you say about, then as soon you see that value, you may get a common idea. What can you say about this angle today? This angle should be 180 minus 127.51. That means the previous angle where we already drawn. That is 52.49. You should have that much of information. Then 52.59. Sorry, 52.49. I think yes. Yeah, 52.49. This is 49, and this angle also 52.49. If you, let's mark this, but it's not. We won't like lose any kind of thing with this, so you just mark. Sometimes it might be useful, sometimes not. Right. Okay. Let's go ahead with this and right. The next part of the question, they can ask you find the nearest meter the total length of the wood required to make this structure. Right. Then how are you supposed to do this today? Then over here, I know this length, and this length, but still we don't know what is this length. It is this length. How do you find this total length over here? Now you can see today, if this angle is 35 and if this is 127.51, we can get this angle. That is how much today? 180 minus 35 plus 127.51. Okay, well, let's work out and see. 180 minus 35 plus 127.51. That angle is 17.49. Right. We'll keep this angle. 17.49. And I can find this angle as well. How do you find it today? 180 minus, that is 52.49 plus 52.49 today. 180 minus, that is turn up to 75.02. 75.02, right? Then you can understand now in this triangle today, the total angle turn up to how much? Just make it a little bit smaller, then I can see the entire diagram at once. Then you can see now this bit of it. This angle is 17.49 plus 75.02. That value is 92.51. 92.51, and we know that this length is 6.5 and this length is 4.7. Our objective is to find this length only because all other three lengths we know. Then what you can do here is you can simply apply the cosine rule. Cosine rule is a squared is equals to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos theta. Okay, here a becomes the side opposite to this angle. So you can say that's what we need to find. A squared, b squared is 6.5 squared. There is no preference which is b and which is c. So you can use any of them. 4.7 squared minus, put a bracket over here. It's make you much easier for you to understand this question. Put the 6.5 into 4.7 into cos 92.51. Yeah, that's it. From here you can get this answer. So this is 6.5 squared plus 4.7 squared minus 2 into 6.5 into 4.7 into cos 92.51. That is turned up to 67.01 today. Then A become the square root of that answer. It is 8.186. 8.186. Right. Then what can you get with it? Then we can say the total length over here. Yeah. Then you can say total length become 8.1, we'll get 9 plus 6.5 plus 4.7 plus 4.7, and you can obtain the final answer. 6.5 plus 4.7 plus 4.7 plus 4.7. You get the final answer 24.08. 24.08 would be the final answer for that. That's a way of doing this question. Yeah. When you're working out with this 1 over 4x means x has to be the x is divided by 4. The x operations are opposite means always x transformations are opposite of the given transformation, and y transformations are the same thing as the given transformation, because it's x transformation divided by 4. The opposite operation of divide by 4 is multiply by 4. Therefore, this is a turning point. It will for x-axis. So this x-axis, the coordinate should be, x coordinate should be multiplied by 4. So it's turned up to how much? 16, 9. Because x coordinate should be multiplied by 4 because it's opposite operation of 1 over 4. Given that the line y equals to k, where is a case of constant, intersects c at exactly 1 point. State the possible value for k. It's a very great question. Y equals to k line is what kind of a line? That y equals to k means it's a horizontal line. It intersects at 1 point, where you can see the graph intersect at 1 point. If this is the line, you can see it's intersect at 1 point. What is this line? It passes through 9. That is y equals to 9. Right. Over here, if you draw a line over here, how many intersections you can see? You get 2 intersections, so this is not applicable. If you draw it here, here also you get 2 intersections. That one also not relevant. Then, but if you draw it somewhere over here, very close by to this point, how many intersections you can see? So it's y equals
One, sir.
4. Yeah, that one also you can see only 1 intersection just below 4. So whatever the point, this is okay. This is okay, and this is okay. And over here also you get 1. Whatever the value after this, it would be fine with that. With that you can say answers become like this. The k is you can write like this one. Then you can say k is equal to 9 is a 1 point. Other one is k is less than, make it better, it should be turned up to k is less than 4. Less than 4. That's the answer for this. The curve C transformed with a new curve which passes through the origin. Given that the new curve has an equation of fx minus a, that means for this minus a means what you can say? This is totally outside from x. That means it's effect for the y-axis. Y-axis operations are same thing as it. That means this graph has gone down by how many units? A units. The graph has gone totally a units down, passes through the origin, right? So this entire graph has gone some kind of units down. As a result, the curve passes to the origin. So therefore, the tendency comes this point. The tendency comes this point to come up to over here because the entire graph is shifting vertically down. That means this is the point has to come down. If this point wants to come down for up to origin, how many units has to go down? It has to go down by how many units? turn up by 6 units. Ne? Other than that, then only you can see this point can shift into this. Therefore, this A should be shifted down by 6 units. So you can say A is equals to 6. That's the fact we have to understand from this question. Write down the equation of another single transformation that C also passes to origin. Again, what is the other condition we can bring it to it? So the second situation is just like this. Other transformation is a single transformation. I can bring this point, bring it to this side by shifting the entire graph along x-axis. That means how many units have to bring? To 3 units to the positive side. Then you can say this is x operation. X operation is negative opposite. Therefore, you can say this is turn up to f x. You have to bring it to plus side. It should be minus a. You have to bring a units to the positive side. Not a, sorry, a, not a. It should be turned up to, you have to bring by how many? 3 units. The other transformation is x is equal, x is x minus 3. X minus 3 means it shifts from 3 units to the positive side. That's an operation where we can see from this kind of a question. It's kind of like a lot of geometrical question. So we have to be a little bit vigilant on this. That's a way of doing this kind of a question. Right. Let's go to the next question. Yeah. But the next question says, it's just like this. The equation this one equals to this is a constant, has no real roots. So this condition implies you. So when you're discussing about this one, no real roots, 1 real root, 2 real roots. This is coming with the test of discriminant. Test of discriminant, TD. Right. The test of discriminant, what you say, if b squared minus 4ac in a quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. If it is greater than 0, you get 2 real solutions. That's the fact you have to understand. B squared minus 4ac is equals to 0, 1 real solution. 1 real solution. B squared minus 4ac is less than 0, you get no real solutions. That's the fact where we have to understand. Right? Now let's go ahead with this. That means we need to convert this into a quadratic format. The equation is 3 over x plus 5 equals to minus 2x plus c. Anyway, we have to solve this. Then I'll multiply everything with x. Then what do you get? 3 over x multiplied by x is x and x cancel 3. 5 into x is 5x. Minus 2x into x is minus 2x squared. C into x is cx. Then bring all the terms to one side. If I bring this one to our side, 2x squared plus 5x minus cx plus 3c equals to 0. Now I want to form into a quadratic format. So you can say 2x squared and you can add this 2. So you can say this is 5 minus cx plus 3 equals to 0. According to this, what is A? A is 2, B is 5 minus c, C is 3. So no real roots. No real roots means what you can say? B squared minus 4ac is less than 0. That is 5 minus c whole thing squared minus 4 into 2 into 3 is less than 0. So it's turned up to 25 minus 10c plus c squared minus 24 is less than 0. So it's turned up to c squared minus 10c plus 1 is less than 0. Let's see whether I did it perfectly. Yeah, c squared. Yeah, that's great. Then they ask about find the range of the possible values of c. Right. Yes. Let's see x. If I just brought it whether I just want to make sure that it's perfectly happened. 2x squared minus c. 5 minus c. It's 3. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Then you can say initially, if you want to solve this quadratic inequality, you have to solve this quadratic equation and get the solutions equals to 0 and get this answer. C is equals to minus 10 plus or minus b squared. B squared is minus 10 whole thing square, put a bracket over here, then that you won't get the answer. Minus 4, A is 1, C is 1. Divide by 2A, 2 into 1. So C become 10 plus or minus square root of 100 minus 4 is 96 divided by 2. So if you just work out this one, let me see what are the answers to obtain is yeah, it's 1 minus 10 and it's 1. To get answers 5 plus 2 root 6. C is 5 plus 2 root 6 and the other one is 5 minus 2 root 6, right? Now let's see how to solve this quadratic inequality, right? Just do this like this way. So you can see this is a quadratic equation with the positive coefficient. So initially, just draw a number line and mark coordinate system. Actually, it's coordinate system. X and Y, just mark it. Then you can see the points. 5 minus 2 root 6. And this is 5 plus 2 root 6. It's a quadratic equation with the positive coefficient, therefore graph with the minima. You can see during this range, the function is negative. From here to here, the function is positive. Here to here, the function is positive. Now refer, what is the area they are referring to? Here they are referring to c squared minus 10c plus 1 is less than 0. That means you can simply understand they are referring to the negative region, means over here. They are asking about what are the C answers, what are the values where you get it during this range. So you can say C is less than 5 plus 2 root 6 and greater than 5 minus 2 root 6. This would be your final answer for this question. That's a way of doing this kind of a question. Okay, let's make it a bit smaller. Then you can see the full question at once. That's how you need to do this kind of a question. Then when you come to this question today, they mention, I said it's a part of a very important question. When you are referring to this part today, the theory contents where we have already gotten here is, if you get an arc, the theory is where you need for this is, if this angle is theta and if the radius is r, this L, you can get by the formula L equals to r. That's the first format. And the area of arc sector you can get by the formula half r square theta. So these are the facts where we should know. Okay. Let's go ahead with this today. Yeah, this is part A. A set of AOB with center O, A, O, B with center O, with the radius of R and angle is theta. They mention given that the area of the sector is 6 and the perimeter is 10, right? Then put the area is 6. Therefore, you can say area is half r squared theta. They have given area is 6. Therefore, you can say 6 is equals to half into r squared theta. So I just keep this first equation. Then the perimeter. Perimeter is 10. How to get the perimeter for this? This arc length. This arc length you can get by r theta. Plus here also r. R plus r. Perimeter is this arc length is r theta, r plus r. So perimeter they have given us 10 today. 10 is equals to r theta plus 2r, right? Then what we need to understand is my second equation. You can see over here the equation is independent from r. Therefore, we need to remove r from this expression. How to remove r? So just simply you can see here there's a square of here. So to take the square root working out is a kind of r. Therefore, just take r out from here. Is 2 is 10. Then you can say r is equals to 10 over theta plus 2, right? Now I will substitute this into this to remove this r. That is the way you can get in the expression is independent of r. So you can say 6 into 2, I just multiply it's 2 equals to r squared. R squared is you can say 10 over theta plus 2 whole thing squared into theta. That is 12 is equals to 100 theta divided by, so you can expand this bracket as well because in the final answer it's a quadratic equation. Theta squared plus 4 theta plus 4. Then cross multiply 12 times of theta squared plus 4 theta plus 4 is equals to 100 theta. And if you simplify, 12 theta squared plus 48 theta plus 48 is equals to 100 theta. Then bring this 100 theta to other side, turn up to 12 theta squared plus 48 theta plus 48 minus 100 is 100 theta is equals to 0. If you simplify this, you can understand that this is 12 theta squared plus 52 theta plus 48 is equals to 0, right? Then you can see all the terms are divisible by 4. I think, let me see the answer. Yes, theta. Yes, all the terms are divisible by 4. Let's turn up to then 3 theta squared plus this is divided by 4 is 1, 13 theta plus 12 is equals to 0. I think that's the expression they want to find it. Yes. So here the answer is issue. Let me see that. So this is minus 52 for there. Here it's minus 52 and this one also minus 13, right? So you can simplify this and you can obtain the answer for theta. Then theta is equals to, yeah, theta is equals to minus 13 plus or minus b squared. Minus 13 squared minus 4a is 3 and it's 12. Divide by 2a. Divide by 2 into 3. So with that you can get the answer theta and this is equals to theta. 3 minus 13 and 12. Let's turn up to theta equals to 3 and the other one is theta equals to 4 over 3, right? Okay. Then you can see whether these both are applicable or not. Usually we know that if you go to full circle, it's 2 pi radians. 2 pi. If you go for the full circle even, you get 6.28. So this is both answers are reliable. Then we can find the solutions for R by substituting into any of these equations. From here 10 plus over here theta equals to 3 means you can say R is equals to 10 divided by 3 plus 2, 5. It's 2. Over here R become 10 divided by 4 over 3 plus 2. 10 divided by 4 over 3 plus 2. Let's turn up to 3 with it. With this, you can obtain the answer for this. That's a way of getting this answer, right? Okay. So, so this is a complete solution for this question. Okay, then a little bit down. Yeah, right over here. Okay, on diagram 1, sketch the graph of y equals to 3x3 minus x. So if you expand this bracket, you can understand that here, this is 3x minus x squared graph, right? Then if you sketch this, you can say its intersection with the x-axis. Intersection of the x-axis means x into 3 minus x is equals to 0. Therefore, the graph meets at 0 and 3. Graph meet the x-axis at 0 and 3. So you can just mark over here. 0 and 3. I just mark 3 here. These are the 2 points. So how do you get that point? In this equation, make intersection of the x-axis means make y equals to 0. That means x is equals to 0 or 3 minus x is equals to 0. With that, you can get that answer. Then you can say it's a graph with the maxima. So the graph is just like this. The graph with the maxima. So I just draw like this way around with it. To draw it nicely. My drawings are not that good when you're using this pen. Right. Then over here, the next point of it with it. When you're working over here, so you can see this graph is, if you expand it, it's turn up into a coefficient of x cube is how much? Plus, plus, minus. Means it's a minus cube graph. That means the shape of the graph is like this. That's a factor to understand. So you just multiply these x coordinate plus, plus, minus. It's a minus graph. If it's a plus graph, what is the shape? If it's a plus graph, shape is like this. Right. Okay. Then you have to see whether the intersection of the x-axis. Here it's 0. From here it's say 2. And here it's say 5. Right. This is the intersection of the x-axis. How to get the intersection of the y-axis? Make x equals to 0. The y becomes 0. So 0, 2, 5 is the coordinates. So this is 0 is a 1 point, it's obviously here, and 2 is a point somewhere over here, and 5 is a point over here. So it's a graph like this way around. How many intersections you can see today? But there is a small issue that we don't know whether this intersection is available or not. That is still there. Just continue with this question today. We'll see whether sometimes they might ask you. Right. Show me the coordinates of the points of intersection, this one and this one, are given by the solutions by this equation of this. That means the intersections today. Intersections, you have to show that this is it's come up to the quadratic solutions of this quadratic equation. So at the intersections, what you can say, you can equate these two equations. You have to solve them as simultaneous equations to obtain the solutions of intersection between two graphs. X minus 2, 5 minus xy. Then you can say both of them are y and y, you can equate them. So most of the students, what they did was they just expand and do it. But no need of doing it, you can just do like this way. 3 minus x is equals to, because here the x is a common fact for this. So therefore, I'm not going to simplify that. So I just tried 3 minus x, and but I will expand this part only. X squared minus 7x, sorry, 5x minus, this is x into x is minus x squared. Minus x squared, x into 5 is 5x, plus 2x is plus 7x, minus is minus 10. Minus 10, this is minus 10. Okay, then take all the terms to one side. Then turn up to x squared minus x squared plus 7x minus 10 minus x times of 3 minus x. Right, okay. Then what you can get here is that you can take this x out with it. 0. To take x out, it's turn up to minus x squared plus 7x minus 10. If you take x out, it's minus 3 plus x. So it's turn up to x minus x squared plus 8x minus 13. But here the solution is it's turn up to minus 8 and plus 3. That means you have to take all the terms to other side. Then you can see move this minus and turn up to x squared minus 8x plus 13. That means you are, instead of bringing this term to this side, bring this term to this side. Then you get this answer. Okay. Then we need to find the point, the P lies on both curve, given the P as a coordinate of the first quadrant. Find using algebra, find you're working to the exact coordinates of P. Right, okay. Then you can say the solutions are x equals to 0, or you can say x squared minus 8x plus 13 is equals to 0. So you get the answer x is equals to minus 8 plus or minus b squared. Minus 8 squared minus 4, 1 into 13 divided by 2a. 2 into 1. So with that you can get these answers for x. So one answer is 4 plus root 3. Other answer is 4 minus root 3. So these are the solutions where you need to obtain for this. That's a way of getting this. That means there are 3 intersections. 3 intersections mean there should be an intersection over here. Okay? Just like this. This graph goes like this way around. When you draw it, you have to draw it in this way. It has an intersection over here. Here is a one intersection, another intersection, and this third intersection. That's a way of doing this question today. Okay. Right.